So you know that famous saying from Sir Alex Ferguson that attack wins you games but defense wins you titles? I think this, what looks like will be a real close title race between Arsenal and City. I think this might prove the opposite because Arsenal is truly the definition of a team that wins games through its defense. Like, they are not an exciting team to watch on the attacking side of things. Sure, they've scored lots of goals, but look at their attackers. I can absolutely give credit to their defense and the fact they've only conceded 20 league goals so far. But when you look at their attack, like, what players in that attack can we say, wow, like, that's a world-class player there? I feel like most title-winning teams you look at, there are attackers there where you're like, yep, one of the best around. You look at this Arsenal team, Mohamed Salah in his worst season right now for Liverpool Football Club has more goal contributions than any Arsenal attacker. I just checked this. Bukayo Saka has 8. I think the one with the most for them is Trossard, who has 10 GA. I think Gyökeres has 8 with 0 assists. So it just goes to show, sure, they're spreading the goals out. But I think, we'll see. If that famous saying from Sir Alex, it just feels like when there's more and more pressure on this Arsenal team, what attacker is going to show up and say, yep, this is me. I'm going to deliver for you, like Mohamed Salah did for Liverpool last season, for example. Or if City go on to win the league this season, I could see it being Erling Haaland just going on a crazy run from now till the end of the season. But what's for sure is you see that result yesterday against Wolves, and you can see how there is so much pressure. Even the Wolves manager said you could see that, you got to use the pressure that's on the shoulders of these Arsenal players and the manager, because of everybody talking about how they would be bottling the league if they don't win it from here, and now it's technically in City's hands because they play Newcastle this weekend. If they win that, they'll be within the points where then later on in the season they play Arsenal at the Etihad, and if they win that game, they'll be ahead of them. If they win so technically, if they win the remaining games, basically they win the league. Obviously, that's going to be very difficult. But will Arsenal also win all their games? I doubt it, especially the way you see their mentality now with the pressure that's on them. But like I said, I think it's going to be so interesting to see what ends up happening. Because I've never seen a team that's that close to winning a league title with the saying that matches more that famous saying from Sir Alex that it's defense that wins you titles, because they're the definition of a defensive team at the highest level. But again, on the attacking side of things, I think they really are lacking, and it's also maybe not, I don't want to just single out the attackers. It's also this mentality where when they're winning or when they're okay with the result, even if it's a 0-0, they'll just play it out instead of trying to win. It feels like they're more trying to protect what they have rather than just going for it and being brave. Like we saw that, for example, the Liverpool game at the Liverpool-Arsenal, the one at the Emirates recently, they didn't even go for it, and they were playing at home, against a vulnerable Liverpool team, and I thought we looked much better in the second half, for example. So it's kind of crazy to see how this Arsenal team is developing, because I really thought a month and a half ago that they were definitely going to win the league, and the more I see them now, the more I see they have this crippled mentality. And like the Wolves manager said last night, Wolves are literally the last in the league, and they saw that there's vulnerability to their mentality and that they have to take advantage of that. And if Wolves are saying that, imagine how other teams will feel playing Arsenal now till the end of the season, because the pressure is only going to mount from here. It's only going to mount. So it'll be interesting. But I think for all the neutrals too, you want there to be a title race. You want there to be unpredictability, and it will be interesting, because I definitely don't think this is the City of old. I just don't see this City team going on like a 12-game winning run, so we'll have to see. But again, I also don't see Arsenal going on a crazy winning run, so we'll have to, like even the North London derby, I am so excited for that one this weekend for Spurs Arsenal, because that's in Spurs' stadium as well. So Arsenal will be playing away, and they'll have the new manager Tudor, and it would just be the craziest story, bro. If in the same week they drop points to Wolves and then they drop points to Spurs, that would be crazy. That would actually be one of the craziest weeks. That would really be so difficult to have predicted. Like, who would have predicted that before? You know what I mean? But I guess some people would have predicted it, because people are saying that the bottle job is coming now, But man, I do feel for some of the Arsenal fan friends that I do have who aren't as annoying as some of the online Arsenal fans. But I feel bad for them, because the pressure is just mounting, and like I said, there's less and less confidence I see from some Arsenal fans that they can secure this title. When it looked like a few months ago that they were the only team that was there. I think they've really made it a title race, and results like yesterday will give this City team so much energy. That's what I think Arsenal fans will absolutely hate too. It's the fact that this is like such a slap of belief for City. Like if you're a City player, you're like, ooh, this Arsenal team is vulnerable. They're dropping points. Let's freaking go for it. We can win this title. It didn't look like we could win it at the beginning of the year, even I would say in early 2026, because they didn't look good at all. And now it's like they're giving them that belief, and yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I just really genuinely wonder what'll happen to Arteta if he doesn't win the Premier League or the Champions League this season, because I see a lot of Arsenal fans are frustrated, not just the fact that they maybe won't go on to win the league this season, but more so the style of play. Like I said, this thing of like just going for protecting yourself rather than being brave and going for it. You know what I mean? Because I just feel that's it must be the most frustrating thing to watch as a fan, because they are the most complete squad, I would say, this season, and yet they don't play like it. Like I said, they play with this like protection, which we, Liverpool, for example, have many times this season, but we look so much more vulnerable than Arsenal. So it makes sense why Slot goes to kind of the safety net, and that's why he was able to stop the spell. You know what I mean? He was able to stop the spell by going with something that was more safe kind of football. But in that moment, he was protecting his job, so it makes sense. You know what I mean? But that's clearly not where Arsenal are at. They're at a place of strength where this would be the moment for them to go and win that league, because it's not the City of old, and it's definitely not the Liverpool of old. So they should be running away with it when you think about it, when you look again at their squad and everything else. So it's just crazy how things are unfolding. I didn't get to watch the Wolves game yesterday. I just watched the highlights and reactions and stuff. But wow, I really, I could not have predicted that, seeing the score when they were 2-0 up, because I saw that at some point during the night that they were 2-0 up. I was like, that must be very, very rare. I'm not so sure that it's ever happened that the league leaders like that play against a relegation team and they're 2-0 up and they let that lead slip. I can't remember that happening in history, because a 2+ goal lead is a lot. You know what I mean? Like that's some cushion that they let go. But anyways, let me know, guys, in the comments if you think City are now gonna go and win this league, if Arsenal are gonna bottle it again, and what the Arsenal reaction online is gonna be. Because right now, imagine how the views of AFTV, they're gonna skyrocket right now, the views of AFTV, because I know a few friends already who were sending me this morning clips from AFTV that they wouldn't be watching otherwise. So it's definitely gonna be a high moment for them. But anyways, let me know what you guys are thinking with this title race. I wish Liverpool could be part of it, but clearly so many things have gone wrong for us this season. But here's to our form continuing. From our last 5 games, I do feel a lot more optimistic. So I hope we can continue that on for Forest away, which is not going to be an easy game. But we got to win. We got to win. We need to finish top 5. So anyways, let me know, guys. And as always, thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, guys. You'll never walk alone.